Hey, gotta love that I-team. We wanted to know the difference between a procedure and surgery. Peyton Manning. One's cutting and one's sticking. Don Banks, Sports Illustrated senior NFL writer, first to report that Peyton had a fourth procedure on his neck. How does that affect the ongoing story right now, Don?
I think, Dan, it's kind of another brick in the wall that says that this is a really career-threatening situation, and I'm glad you brought up the difference between surgery and procedure. I spent a good amount of time yesterday going back and forth. I was actually, one source told me it was surgery. It was a fourth surgery, but another source said, I don't know if it rose to the level of surgery. They didn't know exactly what it was either. So we went with medical procedure because we thought that covered a lot of ground without being more specific than we could be.
Do you know what the procedure was?
No, I don't, and I spent some time trying to find out. The problem was it was kind of in that blackout period during the lockout, and I don't think there was a lot of information coming out of the Manning camp at that point, certainly not to the Colts. They were prohibited, really, from having a lot of contact, except for on a very limited basis with their medical people. But I don't know what that medical procedure was. But what I was told was, in fact, when he had the fusion surgery in September, there had already been two other procedures earlier in the year that he had done on his neck. The one, of course, the original surgery to repair the bulging disc on May 23rd.
Do you think the Colts knew about this?
I think they learned about it after the fact. I don't think they knew about it when it occurred. It was by the same doctor in Chicago where Peyton had not only the surgery in early March of 2010 to alleviate pressure on a pinched nerve, but then did the bulging disc surgery. What I was told was he had to go back as a follow-up procedure as a result of the bulging disc surgery. Something else needed to be done. I think what I heard was speculation. It might have been, a bone spur that needed to be removed. It might have been something needed to be put in to his neck, anti-inflammatory. It could have been something, along the realm of an arthroscopic, although I don't know if you do that on the neck at all, but something along those lines that was done. It was not publicized or reported. I think the Colts found out about it after the fact.
Did you hear from Manning?
No, I did not. I talked to Tom Condon for a few moments yesterday, told him what was going to be in the story, asked for comment. He basically said he didn't want to comment. Didn't want to touch it either way.
Higher odds of him not playing again or playing for somebody else?
My gut tells me he's going to find a way to get on the field for someone else. But I think I've talked to an awful lot of people who really think the dots all connect to him not playing again. Now, he may try and he may go through this off-season work with somebody, maybe even plays training camp preseason. But there seems to be a building amount of people who think he'll never play again. I think he's determined to try to play again, and will end up with another team in another uniform in some sort of football setting.
Good stuff, Don. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Dan.
Don Banks, senior writer from Sports Illustrated, covering the NFL.